You ever have one of those weeks where you just don't feel like you've accomplished much? That's kind of where I've been all week. It's like I've been constantly pecking away, writing a little bit here, transition material here, start sketching out the next section here, and then it being Sunday now, the last day of the week, I said, man, I haven't done any videos yet. I haven't documented any progress. I feel like I haven't done anything. Look down. Huh. I've composed 80 measures of music. I've got 20 new pages of music. I've got almost 4.5 minutes of new music written this week. It's like, huh. I guess I did do something this week. Anyway, yeah. So I looked down. It's like, well, damn. I actually accomplished something. It's one of those, it doesn't feel like I've done a lot, but in reality I have. I've started in on section 4 of the symphony. Section 3 just, ended. I put a little bit of transition material in there, and then I just start in on section 4. And section 4 is a very much a contrast to section 3, as it always should be. Adjoining sections should contrast in some way to give the biggest effect. So section 3 is really about darkness and depression, in the deepest, darkest part of night. And whereas section 4 is moonrise, essentially. So many pieces have this sunrise, daybreak. Well, I think the opposite of that is moonrise. The stars come out. And as this piece is about, really about the Big Bend National Park, if you've never been, the night sky is one of the most beautiful things you will ever see. And this is one of the most horrific things about living in modern society is we have lost the night sky. Go outside at night and look up and you'll see a handful of stars. I live in a more rural area and I can see a little bit more here than when I used to live in the big city, but go out to a designated dark sky area and just soak it in. The first time I ever did that, it's as near to a spiritual experience as I can possibly imagine. I'm not a spiritual or religious person at all, but the just seeing what is really there that is unfettered by our lights and our pollution is just breathtaking. And that's what section 4 is about. It's subtitled The Glory of the Unfettered Sky. And in order to do this, I have to really deal with some interesting instrumentation, some interesting orchestration challenges. And to that effect, I changed the instrumentation of the symphony a little bit. At least for this one section, if not for the entirety. I've done something for the first time that I've never done in one of my band pieces. I've brought in double bass. And that's actually a pretty standard band instrument, so there's going to be double bass in there. Actually, two, because so many universities and performing groups are now using two basses. So I've got, the VC parts in there and whatnot, but we'll, deal with that as it comes. And then I've added in harp, piano, celeste, and oddly, the one that is... I think most interesting is harpsichord. And I got this idea when I went to basically one of the premieres of John Mackey's Trumpet Concerto, Antique Violences. And in one of the movements, he has a harpsichord playing along. And it's just this crystal clear sound that can penetrate through the band. And everybody thinks harpsichord. It's this tiny little sound. And it's like, you know what? That real percussive edge to it adds a lot. And so I put that in, and these are the stars popping out, these tinkly bells. I'm going to be putting in all the bell percussion. And section 4 is there, but it's got a lot of finessing to do, a lot of edges to smooth out. But as is right now, I've got an extra 4 minutes and 15 seconds of music that have been added to it this week, putting the total symphony at right at 17 minutes, 80 something pages of score, 300 something measures. At this point, in 5 weeks of work, I am 1/3 the size of Symphony 2. And Symphony 2 took a full year from gestation to completion. And this has taken 5 weeks to get 1/3 of that amount. So this is going a lot quicker. In other news, I just got a little bit ago interest in Symphony number 1. I don't talk about Symphony 1 a lot because it's a little odd. And in really big news, my piece, the City and the Sea, is getting its premiere next month, April 26th. The Rutgers Saxophone Orchestra will be performing that piece, followed by a subsequent performance at the Manhattan School of Music, May the 6th. And possibly I'll be able to attend, but at this point I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see. But it's both performances are under the direction of Dr. Paul Cohen, and I am anxious to hear those pieces live. And this is the one that somebody commented, "Why are you using a contrabass saxophone?" It's like, that's what I was asked to write for. That's kind of, Dr. Cohen got back to me this week and said, "Hey, you know what? I'm getting a sub-contrabass saxophone. I think you can add a part for that." Like, let me think. So that's where we're standing now. It's just me rambling a bit, but that's news from the world of Symphony 3 for week 5.